Hello everybody, welcome back to the Control Patrol. Today we're going to go from rags to riches, going from the worst team in NHL24 to the best team. So of course, we're picking the Chicago Blackhawks and doing everything with the default settings, and our goal is to see if we can actually win the Stanley Cup, starting from the bottom, going all the way to the top. Starting right away, we're going to immediately trade for Sidney Crosby, arguably the best center in the league besides McDavid, and after a little bit of negotiating, we ended up getting him for a few draft picks and a couple of low prospect players, which was very surprising to me. Moving on to more trades, I traded for Dylan Strome because he is a personal favorite as I am a Caps fan, but unfortunately, he turned out to not be the greatest player in the world. Keeping the trades with the Capitals, we traded for Ethan Bear and Martin Feravari to boost up our defensive core a little bit, and then looking at the first few games of the season, this is what we were working with. Not necessarily the worst, not necessarily the best, kind of averaging an 80 overall on the offense, and our defense wasn't looking too shabby either. We did try to trade for Cale Makar, did not get him, so we ended up trading for Drew Doughty, who is another good defenseman, but is really, really expensive, and we decided to simulate the first 5 games of the season, which ended us with a 3-4 record because it was actually 7 games, and we decided to do a little bit more trading in, and we traded for Jeremy Swayman, a goaltender, and we did end up actually trading for Kucherov, but in turn trading Bedard for it, which ended up being a really horrible trade in the future, and I would live to regret that. After simulating some more games, we're now 5-8, so not the best. We decided to trade for another defenseman, Matt Roy, which would leave us with an 87 overall offense, 92 defense, and a 91 goalie. This is what our offense was looking like. As you can see, we didn't have great depth when moving into the 3rd and 4th line, and this is where I realized that trading Bedard might have been a really bad idea. However, our defense was really strong except for our lower left wing on our 3rd line. We decided to simulate a couple more games, and we ended up getting into the positive records with a 10-9-1, still not doing the best, but with this I decided to simulate even more games since we were winning, and now we're 16-12. After this, we started to look at a playoff spot as we are now in the wild card spot, so I simulated even more games, further pushing us into the wild card spot with a 25-19 record. Now, our coach decided to come in and say, hey, our defense sucks, so I took that to heart and tried to trade up for a little bit better defenseman, and ending up getting Hag an 81 overall. Now we're an 89 offense, 92 defense, and goalie 91, so continuing the trading, I realized we had really poor center depth, so upgraded center depth a little bit, and now we're pretty much done with all we can do. We had no assets left. Going to the trade deadline, I tried to get Chandler Stevenson, couldn't make it work out, and this is pretty much all we ended up with as a team. I made a lot of mistakes, and I'm definitely going to redo this video in the future because there's a lot more that I feel I could do. However, we did end up in 9th for the entire league, which I thought was pretty good, and we play Winnipeg in the first round. The first round, a few games went a little interesting. We lost the first one, won the next one, and we are now facing a 1-2. But we did prevail and actually end up forcing a Game 7 after losing Game 4, but winning Game 5 and 6. However, in Game 7, we did end up losing to Winnipeg, and we did not advance further in the finals. This was actually a lot of fun to make. I did this in an evening when I was bored, and I'm definitely going to come back and do this again. I made a ton of mistakes, and I really feel like I can do this better the next time. If you guys would like to see more of this content, or like to see me try again, comment down below, click the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the future videos.